I just want to see Jones at heavyweight finally.
Yeah, that'd be fucking. What's it been like 7 years or something? Fuck me dead. 7
Been 10
years.
years.
Fucking 13 DUIs. Fucking 14 hit runs.
Just beat the shit out of 4 cops. Stole
He's
4 old ladies' handbags.
been through 50 clips of ammo just driving around. Do-do-do.
Karate chopped a pregnant woman's clavicle, clean in half.
Now let's get lively. Gather round, let's sort the buyers from the spies, the needy from the greedy, and those who trust me from those who don't. Eddie Murphy! Fuck you!
Get the fuck out of here. Man, you fight with nobody.
Best of all time and before time was even created.
Follow me, Hunt. I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Oh, don't be scared, homie.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Grab his dick and twist it.
Oh my god, dude, this is an MMA fight, dude.
Twist that dick.
Twist his dick.
Tradies and gentlewomen, it is indeed time for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching along at home. This is the Eggplant Tornado podcast, fight podcast for the common man, coming at you live once again over Zoom due to the COVID complications. But with me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend, the Griff. How you doing this week, buddy?
Very well, thank you. Merry Christmas, boys. Froome, I haven't really spoken to you since then, but I'll let Ned finish his intro. I'll let Ned.
I was about to say, yeah, and speaking of rounding out the trio with us at the start of the pod this time, being made of pure logic and the prediction wizard himself, Froomey. How you doing, buddy? How's your Christmas and stuff?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, mate. How was yours?
Not bad, man.
Ned-
Didn't do too much, so that was kind of nice.
Ned would have spent it in fucking peace for the first time in 7 years. It's great. It's fucking mad. Get off him.
No travels.
Yeah, she doesn't watch this shit. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, so we're doing a bit of a fucking year in review episode. But before we get into that, you want to run through where everybody can find us, Griff?
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, obviously. Yeah, them things. You can find us on all them things. You can contact us on pretty much all them things. You should do so. It'll be the dopest dope I ever smoked. But
Get around it and get amongst it.
yeah, get it
So-
up there, get it out here, hanging out here.
Yeah, this isn't going to be like a very structured episode like it usually is. I mean, I haven't even really gotten my notes together or made too many throughout the week, to be honest. But I don't know. I believe that we could just talk about a couple of things. I believe that Fury and Usyk have finally agreed to a fight. Supposedly, there's no date or
I'll believe it when I
venue or anything like
fucking
that
see it.
yet. But anything that I'm seeing online points to that being made.
I'll be stoked if that does get made, but I ain't gonna fall into shit until it actually gets made. Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like if there's no date or venue or anything, it's just fucking word of mouth, I suppose.
Yeah,
Like, oh yeah, we've agreed to a fight. We'll like put something in place. Give us something. Like, we're looking at these 2 weekends or like something to sort of narrow it down. So we actually like have the hope for the fight to happen, where it's not just like another Fury fight where he's like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and then he just fights some fucking bum.
yeah, some trash can that no one gives a shit about.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
common theme.
But yeah, I mean, it's good news if we like flow into the new year with that news. That'd be dope. Like if it kind of actually goes into something. That's a fun fight. I feel like
Yeah, it would
Fury
be
might be
nice.
too big. Fury's like fucking, he's not a small boy, and then you got fucking Usyk who's like, gone up. Interesting, but yeah, Usyk's fucking boxing skill, bro, might be too much. I don't know. It's a fucking interesting fight.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't think his boxing. No, you go. All right. Well, I don't think his boxing skill is going to be too much. I think it's really all down to the fitness at the end of the day, because Usyk is like levels above Fury.
And Fury
And-
can fit this dick in his mouth, boy. Get off me. That fucking sound.
But it's just going to come down to who has a better engine, and that's obviously Usyk at this stage of his
Yeah.
career. Even like he just carries himself even at 230 or whatever he is, 220.
Well, like you've said, he's got gears too, and like he just like
Yeah.
gradually goes through them gears. And I don't even think he got to the highest gear when he was fighting Joshua.
No, God no. And what were you going to say for him?
I just feel like his footwork's going to be too much.
Yeah.
Like Fury's last couple of fights, he's fought what his last 2 or 3 fights have been like Wilder and fucking Chisora.
Yeah, who don't have good footwork at all.
Yeah, neither of them are like very great at moving around the ring. Like Wilder can't fight going backwards, and I don't really think Chisora can that much either. He's just come forward, sit on your chest, and fucking throw punches.
Who do you reckon's gonna win it, Mike? You think? Yeah, all right, bro. Fuck no.
I think you sick, man.
Oh fuck.
Well, speaking of AJ, it seems that like anything that I've seen about that also seems that he's leaning towards getting coached by Roy Jones.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be good for him. It might kind of. I like AJ when he's kind of aggressive though. Like when he gets reserved, seems to obviously be when he loses, and I feel like Roy will probably teach him to be more reserved. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I like that, and I don't like that because obviously he's going to learn a lot from Roy Jones, like the skill like side of it.
I feel like that, like the good thing to come from Roy too is like everything is combination punching.
Yeah, he's not going to just be throwing bombs.
It's not
It's
one
not
shot
just-
and done.
I said it's not just going to be sitting behind power anymore. He's going to work more on speed and actually throwing shots after shots.
Yeah, so being patient with that skill might actually be good for him. I don't know. I feel like it'd be good for him for sure.
And probably even from like a defensive work aspect as well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can't teach what Roy had.
No.
but that was like pure instinct and reflex and
Yeah.
being driven from a kid. But he would give AJ a few good pointers, especially like, you know, blokes at some in the heavyweight are like, they're fast for big men, but like if his defense is on point, he should be able to slip and counter and whatnot because he's pretty agile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's good for him. I'm for it.
Yeah,
Got the Griff tick of approval.
that'll go back to fucking Tony Sims, man.
Yeah, I like that Tony Sims today. Like, he's a good coach.
That's who AJ was with when he first come in.
Yeah. When he was uppercutting people into fucking different dimensions.
Snapping necks and cashing checks.
Oh, get off him. Boy, get off him.
Well, yeah, is there any I don't know if there's any other like big news really. I know Garcia cancelled his tune-up fight that he had coming in January.
I think he's
February.
still looking for his chain, bro. Hasn't found it. Yeah, he's just fucking searching high, low, everywhere in between.
Is he waiting for Davis or did his mental health kick up again?
No, fuck.
Who knows? Apparently he's waiting for Davis, but like I said, it remains to be seen whether Davis is going to be in fucking prison by that time. So
I feel like I read somewhere that Davis hit him with like a PED claim.
yeah, he did. He accused him of like being on something.
Just fight, you fucks. Stop fucking around. Stop wasting our time. Stop wasting your own fucking time. Fuck me dead.
Yeah, well, hopefully we, actually get some fucking progress on that in the new year. And
Well,
speaking of things that were supposed to happen in the new year, we had Tim Zoo supposed to be fighting Jamel Charlo, but that's been
Fuck me dead,
postponed
yeah.
because Charlo broke his fucking hand.
He broke his pussy. That's what Charlo broke. He fucking broke his pussy. Fuck me dead, bro. It's like the best. Like Tim Zoo's come out already and said he's just gonna move forward for now. It's like fuck me dead, dude. It was like the best possible thing for Australia at this time, Australian boxing. And now, like, say not to say that he will, but if Tim Zoo goes and loses his next fight, he loses his mandatory.
I think he could possibly fight Tony Harrison.
Yeah, I seen something about that. Tony Harrison saying like, "I'm the only man that's beat Jamel Charlo, so like, let me fucking step up and do it."
The fuck is that?
Some
He
guy.
beat Charlo probably 3 years or so ago, like
Okay.
controversial decision, but like he probably should have got the nod. And then they rematched and Charlo beat him.
Yeah. Okay, so
Charlo's gone on to do what he done.
if Tim goes and fights him and loses, then he loses his shot. Really, right? That's how mandatory
Yeah.
works. Yeah, well, fuck that. Just wait for your fucking shot, homie. Train up.
But like he might not because it's like just a voluntary fight.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe there's something in the contract to make it like not count. Like,
Yeah, but if he loses, Charlo's just gonna be like, I'm not fighting you.
yeah, exactly. Like, yeah,
There's no benefit to him to fight Tony Harrison apart from like it's a good name and a good decent boxer on his record.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I just want to see him get his shot. I want to see him be undisputed. It'd be dope. It would be fucking wild because it's like a first thing ever if he goes and gets undisputed, like the father son undisputed thing. What if fucking at some point Nikita comes up and gets undisputed as well? Be like full fucking the whole bloodline, bro.
Family just fucking killing people.
Bro, just taking over the undisputed. Yeah. So I can just fight cancellations left, right, and center. It's not the news you want to be going into the new year, but
No, definitely not. We went from 3 fights in January to fucking 1.
what's the other one?
And that's fucking Davis is fighting
Oh yeah, that
on
fucking
January
one, yeah.
7th against some other cunt. Also called
fucking
Garcia.
Yeah, maybe it's just like, a bit of a
Picking a
fucking,
Garcia he can beat up on first.
Yeah, watch this,
Before he
Ryan.
fights the one that he might not have a chance with.
Watch this, Ryan. You fuck.
But yeah, that's
Just
like I said,
fuck,
there's not
man.
really heaps going on. It's the end of the year, so there's not a lot of fucking movement. Everybody's on holidays, so let's sort of kick into our fucking year in review. Does anybody want to like start us off? Why don't we just start off with like our favorite fights that we watched this year?
Ooh. I think what fights were this year. Well, I mean, I feel like we could do an old classic Netty and talk about everybody's favorite segment. Just throw it back, before it got its name changed. Just talk about the knockout of the year, which I feel like belongs to Michael Chandler kicking Tony Ferguson in the face.
Oh, yeah, I didn't really see where you were going with that for a minute, and then I was like, right, now I remember what's going on. So yeah, we did used to do that pretty much every week, and that's
We did.
It did happen this year.
It did. That was, yeah. I'm going to have to say that might be knockout of the year, regardless if it's boxing or MMA. I don't think much beats aging a man fucking 80 years in a kick.
There's been some fucking crazy like knockouts like that this year, especially in the UFC. Like you had
Fuck yeah.
Chandler KO and Ferguson, then you had like Edwards head kicking Usman in the fucking 5th round. Was no, that wasn't this year, was it? Fucking did Poirier fight McGregor at the start of the year, or was that the end of last year?
That was like the end of last
Yeah, I
year.
feel like it might have been
Okay,
the end, yeah.
okay,
Yeah, McGregor hasn't fought this year.
right.
Yeah, no.
He was meant to fight in like July or something, but then it got canned and he started doing that fucking movie shit he's been doing.
It's just
Mhm.
juicing. Fucking
Yeah,
How many
juicing.
times?
Juicing and dodging USADA.
Yeah.
How many
Biden.
times did Canelo fight this year?
Twice,
3, I
maybe?
think.
3, yeah. 2, 3. It was less than the usual. He usually fights like 4 times. Fucker.
No, it might have even been 4 this year.
So who did he fight? Who we got this year?
For Bivol, Triple G.
Yeah.
That that cunt he fought in like March. Because he won 1 belt, and then he
Did he become undisputed this year?
Yeah,
Because he
pretty sure
fought.
it was this year.
Who's his last 4? Plant.
Was it?
Fucking. Who's that other Gronk? Saunders, Bivol, and then Triple J. So they're his last 4 fights.
Yeah.
Who the fuck was that cunt? There was someone that Eubank fought in the Boxing World Super Series, remember? And he was just thrown in as a mandatory. Was that this year?
You're thinking of Yildirim. I don't think it was. This
Yeah, I
year.
think that was last year for sure. I feel like it might only be 3. I don't feel like he fought Saunders.
I don't even think he fought Plant this year, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he fought Plant this year because there was all that shit with the PBC. PBC tried to get him for like more than the 1 fight.
That's right. Yeah, you are right. But anyway, we strayed too far from the point there.
And it's hard to think of like what fights happened during the year. I'm going to touch on a late one, and I'm going to go Wonder Boy versus fucking Holland. That was just a fucking fun fight to watch for as long as it lasted. I know it was only a short fight. It was just exciting to watch. But then there was also like Chandler Gaethje happened this year.
Oh yeah, Chandler.
Oh fuck yeah, that was a
Poirier
good card.
Chandler, fucking another
Like
fucking
even the Izzy and Pereira fight,
yeah,
that
that
was mad. Fucking back and forth.
yeah, fuck yeah. Boxing. I'm probably gonna go Canelo Triple G for my favorite boxing fight this year, purely
I
because
hate the performance of Zapata.
you can't beat the. Nah, yeah, I forgot about that fight. I'm changing my answer to that for sure.
That was like one of the best performances of the year.
Yeah, and purely just to like get the knowledge of that guy now. Like, I'm just excited to see him fight in the future. So yeah, I'm gonna say that was probably my favorite fight of the year. Cepeda versus Jojo
Yeah.
Diaz, because that was just like you couldn't blink during that fight. If you blink, you miss like 7 shots. It was
Yeah, he
exciting.
just did not stop.
No. But so yeah, my for boxing, I'm torn between the Cepeda fight or the Canelo Triple G fight because it was nice just to see the trilogy like closed out without like a controversial finish. I guess. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I don't know. I think one of my favorite like fights to watch because I have watched it back like once or twice was probably the second AJ Usyk fight. Purely because it was good to see like the fact that AJ actually like made improvements kind of thing and did have a better go, but then it was also just crazy to see just how much better Usyk is like just
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah, that
Like
was
he was just able to just switch gears and just fucking turn it to another level in those later rounds.
was Kambosos Lopez this year?
No, that was last year, but both Kambosos Haney fights were this year.
Yeah. When are they ever making a list?
I mean, the first one was terrible. Second one was a little better to watch only because Haney had a bit more of a go.
Have you seen Kambosos post like some Instagram stories lately, like switching
Yeah.
stance, and it took him like 3 seconds to get to Southpaw, bro. Because you're on a bag, bro. What are you doing?
Getting hit with a jab.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not going in anyone's favorite list. I don't feel. Maybe Jeff Horn said to be his favorite list.
Yeah, fuck, let's not ask him. Well, I mean, that might lead us on to like a different part of a conversation. Then what was, a fight that you actually sat and watched and like wished you fucking hadn't?
Well, Froome's got to hit us with his favorite fights of the year.
Oh yeah, he does too.
I feel like he's trying to fucking slip out there, bro.
Well, I already said Zapata, and then
Yeah.
you agree.
It was a fight, yeah. Yeah, it was a good one. Well, yeah, I'll make my own the Canelo one, and then yours can be the Cepeda fight because overall,
I feel like that and probably Bivol.
the Canelo Bivol. Yeah, that was a good fight,
that
eh?
was
What Bivol was able to do in that fight was like ridiculous. Even though like Canelo was coming up and whatnot, like nobody, like everyone knew sort of what Bivol had, like people that watch boxing, but like I don't think anybody expected him to be able to like dictate the fight the way he did.
Bless you.
Sorry, boys.
Nah,
You all right, mate?
it's fine. Bless you.
Well, before we move on to
yeah.
any negative stuff,
Okay.
why don't we talk about our actual like favorite fighter of the year?
Oh. Lick my nips and call me Larry.
Let's go both disciplines, so we don't have to like try and pick too hard.
Oh, I mean, it's fucking hard as it is. Favorite fight of the year.
I've got mine.
Hit me with your best shot.
Well,
Far
boxing.
away.
Boxing's definitely an Inoue in a way. It's got to be. Or in a way, Inoue. I don't know how the fuck to say his name, but Jesus Christ! Like anytime he has been on my screen this year, man, it's been absolutely ridiculous. The way that like he's just fucking dismantled everybody that's been put in front of him, and then he's just so respectful afterwards is kind of terrifying, to be honest. And then
yeah, I haven't watched a
MMA,
great amount of that guy, but I like what I see of that dude. In a way.
apparently he's going to move up next year, so that's going to be very fucking interesting.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Hopefully he keeps his power. That'd be dope.
I don't think he'll lose. I don't think he'll lose that. He'll just struggle to maintain weight.
Yeah.
I think.
Unless he just gets fucked. Bulked, boy, you get off him.
You'll need to eat
Yeah.
like the fattiest shit and put on like fucking 10 pound to be able to like cut and like be at that weight comfortably to keep it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how he goes, I guess. MMA Ned. Hit us.
A weird one, and I've only like sort of come up with it over the past week or two. Have you guys heard about this cunt called Jack Madalena? Pretty sure he's from Australia.
No.
Or he's got like three. He's like Jack Madalena or something like that. I don't
Yeah,
exactly
UFC
know.
fight.
Say again.
Fight in UFC does.
Yeah, he's fighting the UFC. I think he might be Australian.
Yeah, I think he is.
I've
Can't
seen
remember
him.
I don't remember what he looks like or anything, but I've definitely heard the name.
He was on an undercard a couple of weeks ago, and I watched this knockout, and it was fucking scary. And I was like, oh. And then it came up on the screen, that guy's on like a 5-fight like KO streak, like in first rounds and shit. It's like, So I went back and like watched all of the knockouts, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, and it's not even like he is like technically skilled kind of thing, but you can also just like see when he hits people, it's just like he's trying to put an exit wound through the back of their skull. He's one of those cunts that is just like got latent anger and is just letting it out and getting paid for it.
Love it.
Yeah, he's definitely like one to fucking watch coming up.
Fuck. That's a hard one, eh? I'm gonna say probably no. Sean O'Malley for UFC.
Probably not.
I'd say Sean O'Malley for UFC. He's like still on the up and up. He's getting better and better each fucking time. You know, he just beat Jan. Yeah, he just beat Peter Jan. So, Peter, Peter,
Piotr.
Leota Jan, Leota Machete Jan. Fucking the hybrid, bro. Yeah, he had a big year, and he's probably going into like, you know, a fucking massive year if he does things right. Boxing. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm stumped there, to be fair.
Well, why don't we go on a Froome and then maybe it'll give you a bit more of an idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good.
What do you reckon, Froome?
Like in a way, is probably one because like just I've watched him his whole career, as you know, Ned.
Mm-hmm.
And like seeing him become undisputed and the way he'd done it was just like it was ridiculous. Like old mate just ran for 11 rounds and then he just stood up and went, all right, I'm gonna fucking finish you now.
Yeah.
Like this goes no further than this round. Like literally jogging on the spot in the corner, like what the fuck? And just legged it across the ring and just belted the fuck out of the cunt.
Love it.
And then the way, like earlier on in the year, like how he fucking just blasted Donaire out in just over a round. After going 12 rounds with him. And then he also fought somebody else at the start of the year. And that was that video that I'm sure you've seen, Griff, of like dude's wearing like blue and orange shorts and he hits him with his fucking liver shot. Cunt just crumples, gets an 8 count from the ref, gets back up, in a way comes back over, literally just does the exact same motions, fades and like does the same sort of feints, gets him to move his arm again and then just cracks him in the liver. And
Love
the
it.
dude just
No more.
So yeah, he's just been a menace in that division this year.
He has.
I'd probably go him, and then I don't know, UFC. I'd probably go like Poirier or someone.
Yeah, Poirier had a good year.
Like just I don't know. I suppose the way he's like, because I think back over like the last 5 years sort of, and like the way he's just come about what he's done.
Yeah.
He's getting older, but looks better and better every time he gets in the fucking cage.
Yeah, more. He's like, maturing as a fighter more and more. Hey.
Yeah, like if that was anybody else in there, like Chandler knocks him out probably in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Poirier just takes it and comes back and then ends up fucking like winning with that choke.
Yeah. Yeah, he like didn't panic in the first when he was hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
he's just so composed.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to pick him. Like he's like slowly becoming like one of my favorite fighters. Like, and again, like it's the same as like in a way, like he will smash the fuck out of someone, but then he's like just so respectful at the end of it.
Yeah.
Like he'll talk shit in the build up, like he knows he should to sell the fight. But then like after even like through the build up, but with some people he doesn't even talk that much shit. And then after the fight, he's just respectful as fuck.
Yeah, which I feel like is a good quality and like after it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Nice.
it'd be hard to be someone I feel at that level, bro, just destroying people and then just like come back down to earth straight after it. Like when you know you're just like belting some of the best fighters in the world.
Yeah. Do you want to let him know about the comebacks in that deal?
What? I missed it.
Nothing. It's all
Nothing at all. Just goes after meds.
right.
Yeah, mine are the only ones that count.
Boxer for me, probably I took a real liking to Conor Benn this year. I'm probably going to say Conor Benn.
Fair enough.
You know,
It'll be
we
interesting to see if any of this shit comes out. Like you'd assume they probably like waiting until after Christmas to fucking release whatever the fuck's happened. But
yeah, like Eubank
No.
robbed us of that fight, but that's all good and well. We'll probably get it eventually.
that's right. He's fighting in January too, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he just robbed us of that other fight, and now he's fucking organising another one. So why
I
not?
have to say boxing, Jake Paul, the way he got that belt.
I was gonna fuck with you and be like 100% mine's Jake Paul. He's had a great year in boxing, beat some top tier boxers.
Why don't we I don't know, move more into like the negative side of things then, and talk about like fights that were probably like a waste of our fucking time this year, and then things that definitely should have happened but didn't.
I can start off here for sure. Conor Benn versus Eubank Jr. That fight should have happened. Didn't. Disappointed that it didn't. Fights that were a disappointment to watch. I mean, I feel like it was an exciting year for fights, to be honest.
It was, but I think like there is bits and pieces that are like coming into my mind. I don't know. It's like you
Fury
said.
Chisora shouldn't have happened.
Say again.
Fury Chisora shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
You mean like how he robbed him of the fucking hamburger at the end, right? No way that should have happened.
Yeah, and then like Gabe Rosado losing, like
Oh,
robbed.
don't even fucking get me started on that fucking outrage.
Well, yeah, just sort of like it. That's the point that I was going to make. It's not so much that there was fights that were particularly like boring to watch, but there was definitely a bunch of fights that should have gone a certain way that didn't. There's a bunch of fights that should have happened that didn't, and there was a bunch of fights that did happen that fucking shouldn't.
Mm.
In the sense of like that Lopez fight the other week, like he didn't win that fight. Even he doesn't believe that he won that fight.
Do I still got it?
He doesn't even know if he still got it.
Do I still got it?
You don't still got it, Tio.
No.
You got to ask yourself that question.
Check the shorts. Ready?
Hey.
Hey,
Fucking just flying and comfy, lads. Get off me.
I gotta get myself a pair. They look tight.
Oh, they're fucking. They're pretty loose fitting. You know, if I was to do like an out of the box review, I'd probably give them 9.5 out of 10.
That's pretty decent score.
Yeah,
pretty hard.
it's pretty. Yeah, they're good shorts. You know, good material, good bit of breathing in them.
Well, let's talk about this since we brought it up before. Kambosos Haney 2.
Yep.
There was a lot of talk before the fight, right? Obviously, Kambosos had the rematch clause, and that's how boxing works, kind of thing. But and I was kind of dismissive of anybody making the point of. There was a lot of people making the point of like, do we really need to see a fucking second fight? Should Haney just fucking move on?
Might have been best for him if he did.
Yeah, probably, man. Loma fight probably would have already happened by now.
Yeah. We wouldn't have had to watch. Yeah, you know what? That fight. The second. No, either one of them. I don't even care. Both of them. They're my fights. Fights that were just terrible.
First one was fine. It made sense. Kambosos had titles, but he got obviously fucking outboxed.
Yeah.
And there was no adjustment that he was going to be able to make against that kind of style. It was just the style of Haney is just not conducive to the way that Kambosos fights.
Yeah, keep him out of the jab and not coming in to like come forward to fight the fight necessarily.
That's my pick then. That second fight was fucking terrible.
Yeah, the second fight was like I could see the point before it. Like, do we really need to see the second one because of how one-sided the first one was?
Yeah.
It sort of was a waste of time.
And I mean, speaking of one-sided fights, that Volkanovski versus Korean Zombie was this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was near the start of the year.
That was like, I understand that that dude can take a hit, but fuck me dead.
That was a fucking
That was
murder.
yeah.
Like,
Did you watch that
for-
for?
I didn't watch it, but it's like at the point at featherweight now where they're like running out of options to give Volk.
I reckon Holloway's
Like-
probably got it. If they give him a fourth one.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, outside of Holloway, it's the same as like
No one.
middleweight. Like, outside of fucking Whitaker with Adesanya, there's fucking nobody really, and Adesanya's gonna win 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like,
Mm.
I feel that's why. Like, that fight was made because of the name Zombie had a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, when
they
he's like in his prime.
Yeah, they like latched onto that to make the fight, but like I think everybody sort of knew that Volk should beat him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who else beats him at that weight other than Holloway. Like Holloway's the only one that really stands a chance. Maybe
It's that Yair Rodriguez guy at 145.
yeah, but he's just like more of a striker, really. Like, yeah, he's real striking heavy, like flashy kicks and shit. Holloway beat
He's
him.
like a kickboxer, sort of, isn't he?
Hey,
He's like is it like more a kickboxer?
yeah, like
That-
taekwondo type style. Like he does
Yeah,
like real
yeah.
like jumpy, spinny kind of kicks.
But do you honestly think Holloway is gonna make a resurgence?
Yeah, he'll come back and beat anyone except for Volk. Really, I feel.
Yeah.
And then if say
Especially
Volk,
after that third match.
yeah, if Volk wins and then goes up, both Holloway's again. Really.
Yeah, what happens if, like, in some fucking... I mean, it's like 90% crazy, 10% could happen kind of shit, but what happens if he wins that lightweight title? Does he just go up there?
He said he'll defend both.
But how do you
So-
defend both?
Nunes, don't it?
Yeah, you just fight at one weight one time and then fight the other weight the next time. Just bounce between the two. So you kind of like the division will usually make like an interim belt at that time. So then it's like 2 people will fight for an interim belt and then it'll be like to unify the title. So
Okay.
yeah, just so that like if he's like willing to defend both, they won't strip him. If he's like willing to defend both and actually fucking, not hold the division up. Whereas like they wanted McGregor to be like the first ever double champ, so they let him hold on to the featherweight belt until he won the other one, and then the next day they stripped him of it.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
No, it's just their way to be like, okay, we can be the first. He can be the first one, and then we'll free the division up again afterwards because like, yeah, he can't make it back down to that weight. Whereas like Volk could make both weights pretty comfortably, I feel.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of the UFC, that kind of leads me back into the topic we were talking about, fights that should have happened this year or just people that should have been active. Francis didn't fight this year, did he?
Nah, but he's going through that weird shit with the UFC. Whatever
Yeah,
the
but I
fuck
think
that
it's
is.
all his fucking problem now.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really keep up with Francis. Well, he was meant to fight Fury as well, wasn't he? But I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Well, that's the problem, is the fact that he won't take a contract with the UFC unless they allow him to box.
Probably just like while you're in your prime, just worry about fucking defending your title and then box after.
Well, he could have just, like, in this amount of time, he could have just gone and fought some cunt who was, like, ranked 30 in some fucking division, absolutely blasted them out, and just entered the rankings in one of the boxing, like, governing bodies.
Better
He's
money.
just wasting his own time.
Why
Yeah.
doesn't he just sign like? Why doesn't he just tell the UFC, all right, give me a 1-fight deal then, and just keep working off the back of 1-fight deals?
Exactly.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Because then if you go box, your rating goes up, and then
like
you're worth more. And
you're still meeting like the UFC demands. You just have to sign a new contract, like because once like he enters camp or whatever for the UFC and does that fight, he'll be free to negotiate a boxing match with anybody. Whereas as soon as he enters into like a 5-fight contract with the UFC, that takes away his like window to box at all.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's
Like,
more to the point that like there was room for him to move into that heavyweight division like a period of time ago, but now everybody's sort of like lined up with a bunch of stuff. So it's not like he can just jump in and fight a Fury or a Joshua or a Wilder or like anything like that because they're all like busy.
all of their next fights are important.
Exactly.
Like there's no room for him now.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like he's wasting like his time when he's in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't like the best thing to do.
I still think the biggest disappointment of the year was not getting Spence versus Crawford finally.
Oh fuck yeah, that was a letdown.
Yeah, or even like getting it finalized.
Yeah.
Like even for it to happen next year or something, like just completely dead in the fucking water.
Yeah, I feel like boxing was like a year full of letdowns, wasn't it?
We had some good fights, but yeah, we
Yeah, mad
definitely had a
fights.
bunch of things that were like supposed to happen that just fucking never did.
Yeah. I mean,
We had a bunch of good fights with all the usual fucking bullshit thrown in.
yeah.
Well,
Like-
Fury Joshua was supposed to be this year, wasn't it? That was, so fucking close to happening, and then fucking Monday, and it was fucking gone.
Yeah, like shit like this happens every fucking year. Like for some reason, there's just like that politics that's behind boxing.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah,
doesn't
I'm
seem to
starting to
fucking
learn
end.
that.
1 minute it feels like we're getting everything, and then like the fight we really want doesn't happen. And we
Raw
got to
dog.
settle for some
The boxing
fucking
edition.
fuck yeah, and we got to settle for like some bullshit like Fury versus fucking Chisora and
Well, can you just imagine the year boxing would have had if we got AJ versus Fury,
Eubank Bams.
Spence versus Crawford, Eubank Ben, I'm sure there's something else that we missed out on. Well, Garcia and Davis were talking all year if they got
Yeah,
their
that
shit
would've been
together and
nice.
fought by then. So we could have had a major year.
Yeah.
And we did, in a sense, because we had like 3 undisputed champions crowned or something like that in boxing.
Yeah. What year? We had that Katie Taylor fight. Fuck, we
I was
forgot
about to
about
say,
that.
we still haven't talked about Taylor Serrano yet.
Yeah, all the other one. What was the other one? Fucking
Shields versus Marshall.
Shields Marshall. Fucking
Which,
Sky
like,
Nicholson. We had a mad fucking year actually in boxing.
It was a massive year for women's boxing.
Yeah, huge.
And they provided some of the best fucking entertainment. If if you're
100%.
sitting here listening to this and you haven't watched Taylor versus Serrano or Shields versus Marshall, go and watch those fights.
Help us. Help you. Watch it.
Enjoy yourselves.
Watch that
probably
shit.
2 of the best fights of the year. And yes, people, they are women's fights.
Oh, scraps.
Just
but, like-
go watch them and start to get an appreciation for that side of the sport.
One of my other favorite fights was like I got to watch it in person, and it was a female fight as well, and it lasted 2 rounds. But yeah, it was just scrappy as fuck. It was dope.
Some of them just go for it, hey?
Oh yeah,
Because
fuck
they've
that.
only got 2-minute rounds, bro. They're forced to work.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I can't remember this chick's name. She's from Campbelltown. She fights out of Campbelltown PCYC.
Like Chantel Dargan or something like that.
No, last name's like Harrison, I think. Give me a second.
Well, while you look that up, we also had it was only a couple of weeks ago, but we had like Wei Lee putting on that fucking crazy performance.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
I'd say that was probably my favorite finish of the year. That fucking, what did she do to her? It was like that weird, it was an armbar, but from a weird position, wasn't it? Or something like that.
I remember off
She
the
get
top
it
of my head.
from like roll into it from like a crucifix or some shit.
Oh yeah, 'cause she
Yes.
had her in that brutal crucifix for a while. Yeah,
Or did it
Yeah.
go from an armbar to a crucifix?
I don't know. Who'd she fight? Oh yeah, that fucking
Esparza, and she won the
Esparza.
title back.
yeah.
But that finish was just amazing. And the performance in itself was just fucking, like, Esparza didn't know what to do.
Nah, she literally looked confused.
Yeah, 100%. Just look like what is happening in front of me right now.
Yeah, well,
So-
Wei Lee would be strong as fuck, I reckon, bro. Like,
Oh,
the way
crazy tough,
the
man.
way she's built is fucking ridiculous.
Have you seen that video of
Hmm.
her picking up Francis?
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah.
Huh?
Bro, she fucking, there's a video, she goes to like shoot a double leg and then just picks him up.
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou, who is like obviously not cut for fucking like to make the heavyweight limit or anything, so he's probably nearing on 300 pounds.
Yeah, and she just scoops him up. Oi.
Yeah.
Gives him a fucking oi.
I pick you up now.
Oh. This chick from Campbelltown is Brianna Harrison, and she fought for the New South Wales super flyweight title, and it was a fucking fun ass fight to watch.
Okay.
Yeah, she fights out of Campbelltown. So fuck, maybe we've got a fun fighter coming up potentially. Who else was on that card?
That card itself was crazy. That was Chandler Poirier and Adesanya Pereira.
Yeah, that Chandler Poirier fight was next level. They done like fight of the years recently. I fucking looked at them this morning, but forgot to write anything about them down.
Yeah, well, this is all our personal opinion anyway.
Yeah, but it'd be cool to kind of match ours with how theirs went.
Like, we did have another world champion like crowned this year too in at cruiserweight, Jai Opatia. He fucking
We did too.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
a good
yeah.
fucking fight.
he come through that fucking like nasty broken jaw.
Broke his jaw in the second round.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and fucking like the fight went the distance. I'm more than sure.
That's mad.
Yep.
What a beast.
The end of the 9th or the 10th, his mouth's just like, "Ugh," and there's blood everywhere, like pissing out of his mouth and shit. Like, great job.
And Marius Breedis is no fucking slouch either. Like,
Yeah, no, he's not.
so yeah, fucking congrats to Jay Opatea. I'm pretty sure I'm like not related, but like part of my family is. So like my cousin is married to like one of his either brothers or cousins or something like that.
His pop Billy used to train me when I was younger
Oh, true.
at Minto
That's pretty
PC.
dope. Oh, the PCYC. Shout out to PCYC there.
Bring him back.
Hmm.
Give boxing to the fucking youth again.
Actually, I know what the biggest upset in boxing was this year. Jeff Horn
Okay.
commentating that Australian card.
Purely just because it upset me.
I was
Yeah,
about to say, it made me the biggest upset.
well, like I know it upset us three highly. So, like, imagine everyone else that had to listen to
We
that
didn't give a
bullshit.
fuck about Jeff Horn before that. The second he opened his mouth, all three of us went to our phones at the exact same time and went, "This man is our enemy forever,
Yeah.
regardless of whether he knows it or not."
No, yeah, he can get it.
He'd definitely know the shit Chris let him know. That's for sure.
I've
Well,
told him
interestingly
numerous
enough,
times.
He, like you said, Griff, you sent a tweet at him about halfway through the show that he was commentating on. And if anybody wants to know, it was the Jarvis versus Paro card, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The Zone one?
yeah, I feel that
So
way.
if you have the Zone subscription, you should still be able to access that. And if you don't, you should still be able to watch the main fight on their YouTube channel because they do upload full fights after a while.
Yeah, I feel like it's on somewhere.
This, I don't, like, so that right there was just a fucking, pretty spot on fucking impression of the way Jeff was commentating.
Oh, he's fucking.
A man that beat, in quotation marks, beat Manny Pacquiao should know what he's looking at 5 feet in front of him in a boxing ring.
fucking
When you punch, you don't want to punch, but when you go here with the punch, the punch.
You throw the
Right,
punch,
Jeff,
you punch.
cool.
Jeff fucking Horn couldn't beat his own mate. Fucking useless. Fucking useless. What good is he, bro? How hard is
He's
it? Yeah,
still
sit
my
there and call a fight.
Dude, it's still my favorite moment of all time. I need to find it because it's going on the soundboard for like when I get one of those roadcasters.
What's that?
The fucking when Stevie was asking him something about the fighter in the ring was a southpaw, and he said something about that fighting from his best side or something like that, and there was a legit 4 to 5 second pause before Jeff just goes, "Yeah."
Oh yeah, it was terrible. But that had to be like, why? I don't understand. Just because he got like a dodgy call over fucking Manny Pacquiao, then got fucking destroyed by Tim Tszyu and fucking Terence Crawford. Like, why is he relevant still? No one fucking cares, bro. You got like a lucky decision. Fuck off.
Yeah, that's it. That's the best thing ever. It's like you had bad judges, so therefore
Yeah.
you have a right to give your expert opinion. Fuck off, cunt.
Bro, you could get Fennick. Well, Fennick does a mad job commentating for the most
Yeah,
part.
he
Like,
does. He's
calls
a
it.
little bit biased.
You reckon?
Yeah, he
know.
is sometimes, especially if, like there's an Australian fighter
I'm trying
fighting
to
somebody
feel like the
foreign.
fight that I heard. I feel like he was commentating Tim Tszyu versus whoever he fought last. That guy in America.
Terrell Gaucher or
Gaucher,
Gaucher or something like that.
yeah, him. I feel like Fennick called that, and instead of being like, obviously, I was like, oh, he's gonna be super biased towards the Australian, but he was just like kind of like calling what Tim should be doing, and like he was definitely like, you know, wanted Tim to win, but it was like pretty even. Like every time the other guy landed, he'd be like, oh, that was beautiful. Like he called
Yeah.
it well, like just called it down the middle, like how you should. And then you got to listen to fucking dude that doesn't even know how to talk. He's just like over in the fucking corner, just buzzing around. Fuck me, Dado.
Yeah, that was a fucking that was a fucking massive upset.
travesty.
Was there any huge upsets this year?
Yeah, Gabe Rosado, bro. The fucking robbery of a lifetime.
Well, I mean, Usman Edwards was a massive upset.
Yeah, that was. Do you want to say? Would you say it was like comeback of the year?
Nah.
Nah.
I
What would you say?
wouldn't-
What would you say the biggest comeback of the year, wasn't it?
I don't know. It kind of fits in the same category. So I don't know. Man, there's probably that, but like you could probably also put I don't know. Could you put
Okay.
Pereira versus Could you put Pereira versus Adesanya on the same level as that? Was Pereira losing the fight as badly as Edwards was losing the fight?
Mm.
After the end of the first round, yes.
Yeah, he fucked him.
He was doing a stanky leg, bro. He was ready to go to sleep.
He hit him with
Oh
that.
yeah,
stanky
10 more
leg,
seconds
boy.
and that like this isn't a conversation.
No.
Like, bro, if that left hook that Adesanya threw, if it landed properly, the fight would have been over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
because if he lands, even if the bell rings and he's like absolutely KO'd, fight's over. Hey,
Yeah.
The ref can just wave it straight away.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like, the punch hit like Pereira like here somewhere. Like, is his
Didn't hit him
ankle
in the
sort of
ear or
rolled
something?
like that? Whereas if it had got him on the chin, I think it puts him straight to fucking sleep.
the first one was kind of like around this side of the face, and then the hook that he hit him with was like here, and that's the one that like wobbled him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
straight
well,
afterwards, though.
And his wrist was like rolled over too when it hit, so I don't think it had like the impact it should have.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like because Pereira's got that one punch power just to kind of sleep you, it's not as like big of a comeback. Whereas
It
like
wasn't unexpected.
yeah, whereas like Leon doesn't really usually just spark people with one shot in his fights. So you're going into that fifth like, oh, he's fucked now. Like he doesn't have this whatsoever, and then just lands the most beautiful kick.
But like, if you look at it from the standpoint of them two having a stand-up matchup, is it that much of a shock?
Edwards, no, yeah, that's a good point.
Edwards and Usman, like, because like Usman's good, but he's like striking isn't as technical as what Edwards is.
No, yeah, like. Yeah, he's not super technical, but he's got good power. Like he slept fucking Masvidal.
Yeah, like
That was a
he's
beautiful
good,
punch.
like,
But
Was
I'm
that
not
this year
saying-
too?
I feel like that was late last year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it was at the start.
Covington Masvidal was this year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a good fight. Covington. I
Like,
wonder.
both them fights have been pretty good.
Yeah, the first one was better for sure. The second one wasn't bad either. It's like the first one's the one that Colby broke his jaw in, right?
Yeah, and the ref stopped it in the fourth. I think there was like a minute or so left or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Fuck yeah, just good fights all around. Fights that we should have got, didn't happen. Who would be your Australian fighter of the year?
That's interesting.
I'm gonna go with that Sky Nicholson chick, just because like I only just obviously found out about her and shit, and just the performance that she put on that Aussie chick card was fucking next level. Just slick. So yeah, I'm gonna go with her probably. I can't really think of anyone else.
Trying to think of who else had like a really good year.
Mm.
There's a name. It's on my fucking like the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember what it is.
What do they look like? Maybe we can play like a guessing game.
Hmm.
Had 2 eyes, 1 mouth.
He had some form of hair.
He fucking had a face.
I don't know. That's a real hard question. Like obviously, yeah, like Sky put on a great performance in that fight that she was on. Like we also had like, Liam Parrow like unexpectedly knocking Brock Jarvis the fuck out in the first round.
Yeah, I forgot
He
about
had a
that
pretty
dude too.
decent year.
I like that dude, eh? I don't like that dance that he did after the fight, but other than that, I like that Liam Parrow did.
But yeah, there wasn't a heap of Australian fighters at like a real top level this year, apart from like Cambosis.
Kim butchered it. Yeah, he fought. That's the thing that happened.
I mean, yeah, that's like I said, it's a pretty hard question to answer. A couple of fighters had like a pretty decent year. There's that Liam Wilson dude or something like that. He's fighting. Fuck, who's he fighting? I can't remember now.
Is that other dude that like
Somebody important. He's probably gonna get beaten by.
is that other guy that fought Adesanya on Adesanya's debut and then went to the PFL? That guy had a fucking pretty dope year too. He's from Australia.
Rob Wilkinson.
That's the fella.
That's the guy. Yeah.
He's got a dope moustache too. Shout out to that guy's moustache.
We definitely had some like fucking up and comers like in action this year. That was for sure. That Jared Anderson dude fought a couple of times. Keyshawn Davis. Have you guys seen that? It's this white heavyweight.
It's racist as fuck. But,
No, he's like he's obviously Mexican because of his last name, kind of thing. His name's Richard Torres. Dude, he looks like, if you look at this dude, like one of the first videos I've seen was of him singing as Gaston in a stage show at Disneyland.
Who's
or
Gaston?
something like that. The real muscly dude from the Beauty and the Beast, I believe it was.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway,
That's pretty weird.
like you look at this dude and he's got like a full like 80s like fucking curly like fro half mullet kind of thing and this like porn star mustache. But then he just gets in there and fucking murders people. Kind of reminds me a bit of like Tommy Morrison.
Well, like before or after?
Definitely before.
Okay.
Don't. Don't.
What do you mean, bro?
You fucking know what I mean.
Don't know what you're talking about, eh?
Oh, Jesus
I just meant like before or after he like won the belt.
Fucking Jesus, we need a Patreon. Anyway, yeah, he's like definitely another one to watch. There's like a couple of like those fighters that are sort of
Jesus fucking
like
Christ.
really that's alright, we'll just keep going for a bit. We're not gonna go for much longer anyway. There's a couple of fighters that are really on that like cusp of like having like 8 to 9, maybe even like 12 to 13 fights that are really like getting into like a title picture kind of thing that are really gonna shake shit up in the next either year or even the year after that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting to see. But let's considering we haven't got much time here, why don't we just roll through and just name one thing each that we'd like to see next year.
Conor Ben
Fury stick fight
get
as well.
cleared and fight.
That's a fair one. What do you reckon, Froome?
I'll say Fury stick by his fucking word for once.
That's a beautiful one.
Mm-hmm.
That
It's
Actually
interesting.
get this fight with Usyk done.
I'd like to see AJ and Wilder finally go at it, considering that Eddie Hearn has been very vocal the last couple of weeks about how there's been more talk now than there has been in the last couple of years. But like we said earlier, there's also the prospect of AJ changing trainers, so that might not happen until much later in the year. But I would
Yeah.
like to see it happen before 2024.
let's go with
You know,
UFC
more
as
than
well. Then.
anyone, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be fucking great.
Yeah.
UFC.
UFC. I'm gonna go with two things. One, O'Malley winning the belt.
Yep.
Two, Sandhagen versus O'Malley, because I just want to see that fucking fight.
You fucking fiending for that, aren't you?
Bro, have you watched Sandhagen fight?
We're definitely not going to be able to do a fight companion for that because you're just going to have to watch that in a dark room by yourself with a fucking
With my
bottle of
dick in my
Vaseline
hand.
and fucking box of tissues.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna fuck it. I mean, you probably won't get much. Like, you've seen me when I'm like watching fights that I'm full invested in that I don't say much. I'm just like,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's one that I don't know. I feel like that's just a super fun fight for everyone involved, probably except for them two. They're gonna get banged on up, boy. It's gonna be a fucking striking clinic though. Like in the lighter divisions, that is as good as a striking clinic as it gets.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, fuck. That's what I want to see in next year.
I just want to see Jones at heavyweight finally.
Yeah, that'd be fucking. What's it been like 7 years or something? Fuck me dead. 7
10
years,
years.
fucking 13 DUIs, fucking 14 hit runs.
Just beat the shit out of 4 cops, stole
He's
4 old ladies' handbags,
Been through 50 clips of ammo just driving around. Do-do-do.
karate chopped a pregnant woman's clavicle, clean in half.
God damn.
But yeah, it'd be good to see Bones back in action. What do you reckon for him?
What, like in the
Um,
octagon or on the road? See him fucking out there.
Take
just-
his license,
Yeah.
his driving license, give him his boxing license or his fucking fighting license or whatever.
Get him in there.
Yeah, get him in there. But yeah, what do you reckon for him?
Oh, I'd like to see that little fucking garden gnome get fucked up.
Oh,
Hey.
see, this just brings me. I was going to bring up another point of like, what's things from both sports that we don't want to see this year, and my one for UFC was him fight.
Like, I don't really want to see him fight, but the way he talks, I just want to see him get fucked up and then he can fuck off.
Yeah, it'd
Yeah,
be great
okay.
to see Sterling just like make him look like a fucking like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
toddler and then just put him back into obscurity.
Just manhandle him
Yeah.
like a little baby.
Because, like, as long as no one beats the fuck out of him, he's gonna keep talking smack about every cunt.
Yeah.
So someone just flog him and then he can fuck off.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And
I fucks with that.
I'd like to see. I'd probably like to see McGregor fight a fucking credible opponent when he comes back.
Yeah, that'd be good, eh?
Like, I just want to
Yep.
see if like he can actually come back from that broken leg because like Anderson Silva broke his leg. similar
Titanium
way,
ankle.
Career over.
Yeah.
Like Weidman broke his leg the same way, never come back. Like career done.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I feel like he's too high level now to come back and just fight a trash can. Like it'd be too noticeable for us to be like, why is McGregor fighting this fighter who has 3 fights? Like he's too big of a name
Yeah.
now. Like he has to come back and fight someone like, you know, fucking Justin Gaethje level. I don't think that's a good fight for him. I don't recommend taking that fight for Conor. Especially
feel
just
like-
getting his leg fixed. He's gonna get it kicked apart.
But I feel like it's probably like 170 is probably the smarter option for him to come back at. Like
Yeah.
there's still killers there, but like I don't know, there's that 155 division is just fucking
Full of animals,
big.
man.
Stacked.
Yeah,
Dude.
like 170's got good fighters, but like you could get down to like, you know, 6th or 7th in the rankings and McGregor might be half alright.
Hey, what's a fun fight for 2023, boys? Hear me out here. Holloway moves up to 155. Conor goes down to 155, and they fight there.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
That's a fun fucking fight, boys. That's
That
a
would be a
fun
dope one to
fight.
see.
Yeah. Fucking Dana. 50 Gs, baby. I feel
Hey,
like if
fucking-
that fight gets made and it is as good as we expect, we get 50 grand as well.
Yeah,
Totally fair.
fucking because we've come up with the idea. So
Yeah. Fucking Sean Shelby. Eat your fucking heart
so
out.
please give us half the fucking cut from the pay-per-view, Dana, you fucking dog.
You fucking bald-headed fucking gypsy.
Well, that might be a good way to end it.
Shit. Maybe.
Where can they find us?
They can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Occasionally I'll do a bit of a fucking stream on Twitch, different name, but you'll find it if you're looking hard enough. Fucking Spotify, Apple, YouTube. I feel like I pretty much caught them all there.
Fucking gotta catch them all.
Pokemon.
And yeah, merry fucking into bitchmas and a happy new year.
Oh yes. Have you guys seen? Either of you watch Pokemon growing up? I didn't.
I was a bit of it.
Okay, well, like this, like,
I started bringing out the weird-looking Pokemon, and then I stopped.
oh yeah. No, I'm talking OG. Well, there's like some weird fucking thing that I've seen scrolling around on socials lately, and it's like the episode where Ash finally dies, and it's like Pikachu all sad and shit. I mean,
He dies in the movie.
spoiler
Oh
alert. but-
yeah.
Spoiler alert, Ned. I've never watched a single.
From 2001.
I've never watched a single smidget of Pokemon. It's like when I was talking to Rayman once, he started talking to me about Friends, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm not up to that bit yet." And he's like, "You can't say that, bro. You can't be like, oh, spoiler alert for a movie that's like fucking 20 years old. It doesn't work." What are you talking about? I don't fucking watch things. But yeah, you can find us on socials. Leave us comments and shit. Whether good, bad, heinous, I don't mind really.
We'll see you motherfuckers in the new year.
Yeah, we're gonna do a veg bag later in the week. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
We'll try to bust
might
that
be a
one
bit
out from
darker.
the studio. Darker.
It was a weird year, man.
It was a strange one, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll try to do that one from the studio like later in the week when things are cleared and fucking Santa's fucking been and gone, done his
Nice.
shit. You got to be careful, man. He's out there fucking creeping about.
Check the shorts for your warnings.
Yeah, just watch him. Just watch him. Don't get your dicks in a twist either. Gang.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Fucking hell. Yeah, you doing anything like Thursday, Friday for him?